Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of the one and only Geek Master, where we love all things geek more than Han Solo wishes he would have worn a condom the night Kylo Ren was conceived. I'm your bipolar host, Cassius Samuels, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about some Star Wars shit, because for one, it's my YouTube channel and I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to, and two, I just love Star Wars. Love it! And with the Rogue One trailer coming out recently and Star Wars Rebels wrapping up their second season, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that galaxy far, far away for a minute. So strap in and get ready for a hyperspace jump into the unknown regions of my mind, because we're about to get into some real shit. So, starting with the Rogue One trailer, I have to say I was pretty satisfied for what it was. As far as teaser trailers go, it gave me everything I wanted, which was nothing. In this day and age, I feel like trailers give away 90% of the movie, so I was glad to see that they didn't go the Force Awakens route, where they tease the villains and give you all these screenshots that can be used to extrapolate plot points for the story. The only thing I felt that was missing from this trailer was that one moment that makes your heart rate rise. Like the first time they showcased the Millennium Falcon for the first time during the Force Awakens teaser trailer. To be honest though, this trailer didn't do a whole lot for me in terms of getting me excited for this movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still eagerly anticipating this movie with my usual optimistic caution, but I was never really excited about this movie to begin with because, you know me, I just have a hard time getting hyped up for a Star Wars story that basically has no major Jedi vs. Sith plot points. The Jedi and the Sith are basically why I fell in love with Star Wars in the first place. So it's hard to get me geeked up about a story that only centers around the rebellion. I mean, I know the rebellion is intricate to the whole Star Wars, this part of the Star Wars story and all that. I get all that. It's just, I like my Jedi and my Sith. That's all it really is. I mean, I know Darth Vader's supposed to show up and be in it. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I just want more. I felt the same way when the old EU would put out books that centered around the rebellion and had like little to no Force action in it as well. So at least I'm being consistent, you dig? But back on topic, as far as my thoughts go on what they actually showed in the trailer, right off jump, I thought it was visually immaculate. I love the dark and gritty graphics that they implemented to give the world a very ominous tone. Everything from the Death Star to the AT-AT walkers looked so real that I started to question whether or not I was actually witnessing the construction of a space battle station. But other than that, the cast looked phenomenal, from Mon Mothma to the unknown Moff Commander, who I assume might be Grand Moff Tarkin, to Forrest Whitaker's character. And no, I'm not one of these assholes who has a problem with another female lead being in the movie. I'm 100% okay with it. But for the record, I do want to say Daisy Ridley is way sexier. Just throwing that out there. Overall though, keeping it real, I thought it was a very well put together trailer. Just enough to keep you interested and get you, kinda, I won't say hyped up, but get you kinda curious about the movie. But not enough to give away a whole lot of the action, since we basically already know what the overall story is about anyway. But switching gears from Rogue One, now let's talk about another ongoing Star Wars project by the name of Star Wars Rebels. First off, I just want to say that I love Rebels. I've loved it from the very beginning, and I think that anyone who doesn't like it strictly on the basis that it isn't as good as Clone Wars is a hater. Is Rebels as good as Clone Wars? Fuck no. You'll never hear me make that argument. I consider Clone Wars, the animated series, to be one of the best, if not the best, iteration of a Star Wars story that we've had given to this day. Personally, I mean, I won't front, I have my issues with Rebels too. I think they need more Jedi Sith story arcs. I think the storytelling gets kind of lethargic at times. But that doesn't mean that Rebels still isn't dope as fuck for the lane that it's driving in right now. Having said that though, I decided to talk about Rebels today because I feel like this show is getting ready to blow up and give us another really unforgettable chapter in the Star Wars universe. For those of you that don't know, Season 2 recently concluded in late March after taking us on a memorable ride through the Star Wars universe, which also set up an epic Season 3. But before I get into the potential of Season 3, which has been reported to be the last season of Rebels, and the impact I think that Rebels will have on the overall Star Wars universe, I just want to briefly touch on why Season 2 was pretty good in itself in my eyes. Without going into too many details and spoilers, Season 2 was a definite improvement over Season 1. From the very beginning, it brought Darth Vader to the forefront of galactic threats, and it did it with phenomenal style. From there, we got to see how the rebellion started to become the classic organization that we all grew up watching in the movies, as they began amassing resources and allies and all that, as they solidified themselves as a definite problem for the Empire going forward. We also got to see the return of some classic heroes and villains from the Clone Wars, as Rex the Clone Trooper showed up, then Ahsoka, and even Darth Maul. Hell, we even got an appearance from the Jedi OG Yoda. Princess Leia joined the cast and helped lay the groundwork for connecting the series with A New Hope with graceful ease as well. We also got to learn some things about the Inquisitors, and even though and they even showed us some things that related to ancient Force users that gave us a little more insight into the mythos of the Jedi and the Sith, while also teasing a connection to some things that we saw in The Force Awakens, like Kylo's lightsaber design. And in the end, when it finally came together in the finale, the whole thing converged together with splendid cohesion, in my opinion, of course. Nothing felt forced, everything played out organically, and it was all capped off by a few what the fuck moments that left you hanging as they set up Season 3. Now, as far as Season 3 goes, holy shit, I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to start throwing shit out there. Since it's being reported that Season 3 will most likely be the last season, I'm expecting hella fireworks to go off. According to the executive producer of Rebels, David Filoni, we can expect Season 3 to tie into both Rogue One and A New Hope, as the show continues to close in the gap between the end of the Revenge of the Sith movie and A New Hope, which means more Vader, more Leia. We might even get to see some Obi-Wan in a perfect world where dreams come true. As far as the characters go, Filoni also confirmed that we'll be getting to see a lot of Ezra and Darth Maul's situation evolve as it begins to develop into kind of a master and apprentice type relationship, which has me fired up since one of the cliffhangers at the end of Season 2 involves a heavy connection between Ezra and the dark side. We will also get to find out what happened to Ahsoka, and even though it hasn't been confirmed, I feel like we can expect to finally see Darth Vader versus Darth Maul once and for all. Things I hope to see include closure to Ahsoka's character arc, because we all know she isn't going to make it to see A New Hope, so I just hope that they do her justice when it's all finally said and done, which can be done in a very epic way, with this being the last season of Rebels. I was kind of disappointed in the outcome of her duel between her and Vader in Season 2, but I understand why it went down the way that it did, and I can't wait to see the final showdown between these two characters, if there is in fact one. I'd also like to see Boba Fett get some shine in Season 3, because people are constantly hating on Boba Fett because they say he never did shit in the movies but just stand there and look cool, and he was somehow supposed to be this awesome deadly bounty hunter, which they never could understand why everybody was obsessed with him if you didn't take into account the EU, which is no longer canon. But I just think he just never got the screen time to show why he was so dope. I mean, I understand why in the story he was considered so dope, because I know so much about him from the EU, but since that's not canon anymore, like I said, a lot of people feel like he is just a worthless character, even though they know Mandalorians are like one of the dopest races of people in the Star Wars galaxy. So I don't even know why, even by association, he's a dope character in my eyes. But I feel like Rebels would be the perfect time to give him some shine so that stigma can start to dissolve. But for real, I could literally go on for days and days about how excited I am for this Star Wars shit, because I feel like Star Wars is the truth and Disney is the Illuminati. For real. When Disney bought Star Wars way back when, I was scared to death that they would find a way to ruin the universe. But as time has progressed, I've become very engaged with this universe and very supportive of almost everything that Disney is doing at this point, especially when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, for real, Disney's controlling everything right now. They got this Star Wars shit going hard. They're working with Marvel on Star Wars comics, and they are phenomenal at that. Not to mention, they own Marvel Studios, which happens to be the king of the comic book cinematic universe. Shit, Disney got everything on lock. They own ESPN and like half a dozen other TV networks like ABC, A&E, Lifetime, and a gang of other shit. I swear, every day I feel like I'm finding out some new shit that Disney owns, and it's crazy to me. I really feel like if the Illuminati was real, Disney is that shit. But anyway, what do you guys think? How'd you feel about the Rogue One trailer? Are you more excited for this movie, or do you just not care? Like, what about Star Wars Rebels? Are you a fan that's looking forward to the next season? Or are you one of those haters I spoke about who refuses to watch the show or give it any props because it's not as good as the Clone Wars? Either way, leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Also, if you have the time, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends to help a brother out. That's all I got for you Turbo Sluts today. I'm out. One love. Peace.